Eric Krasner filed for bankruptcy before losing his Frederick, Maryland house to foreclosure in 2010. He was supposed to receive a payment for $62,000 for his house. He got a $2,500 payout instead.
These bankers stole nearly a $400,000 home for $2,000, and they need to go to jail for that.
Krasner's story is one of hundreds of thousands of people who've lost their homes to foreclosure.
In Central Florida, right now alone, in 7 different counties, we have 10,000 children that are documented homeless. They're living in hotels, tents, even cars.
From Florida to New York, desperation and outrage toward banks is increasing as the foreclosure rate puts tens of thousands at risk of losing their homes every month.
We're fed up, we're tired of all the foreclosures and things that's going on. When these people, they go to their homes gracefully every night and don't have to worry about foreclosures, they don't have to worry about paying taxes, and it's unjust, it's unfair. Something needs to be done about it.
Hundreds of protesters marched through the streets of D.C., calling for bankers to be held responsible and prosecuted for sweeping foreclosure practices which they call troubling.
They didn't prosecute the large banks when they messed up with the market and people lost tremendous amount of their wealth.
The protesters demanded that the U.S. Department of Justice put an end to mass foreclosures. It's called the almost forgotten crisis, the U.S. foreclosure crisis. Nearly 800,000 homes were foreclosed on in 2012. That's a rate of about 40,000 homes every month. The rate is now 8 times higher than it was in 2005, with nearly 5 million Americans behind on their monthly home payments. Many of those homeowners are black or African American who have suffered disproportionately from foreclosures due to racially discriminatory lending practices.
In this country, whatever affects other ethnic groups affect the black community most. So a lot of people have lost their homes, a lot of people have become squatters, a lot of people have become homeless.
More than a dozen protesters were arrested by police for civil disobedience outside of the Justice Department. But victims of foreclosure say it's a small price to pay to denounce big banks which profit tremendously from people losing their homes.
In America, a banker can steal a $400,000 house, get a slap on the wrist, and live life as if nothing happened.
Krasner says his life will be forever changed as he and his family struggle to get back on their feet and find a new home like tens of thousands of other Americans. Colin Campbell, Press TV, Washington.